how to create a thriving workspace. Saadat Malik, he's the Vice President IoT and Intelligent Edge Services at HPE, and he's here to share his experience and his tips for organizations to create the best workplace for their employees. Saadat, welcome.
Thank you very much, Ron. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to your audience today.
You're welcome. Last month, the workplace for almost everybody in the world has changed. Can you share your insights of the most important changes?
Yeah, Ron, absolutely. So you're absolutely right? COVID-19 and things that have been happening past few months have changed the way that we look at the workplace environment. But before I talk about that, let me take us all back a little bit. Let me take us back to before COVID-19 hit. So as humanity has been in the midst of a massive change for the past several decades now. It all started in the 1950s, roughly, right? Technology really started taking off. It was an exponential curve. It was growing at a steady pace initially. But in the mid to early 2000s, it really started to take off in a big way. So what that did, that technology exponential pace of advancement, what that has done, it has provided almost limitless compute and ubiquitous connectivity to people, individuals such as all of us that are out there trying to get their work done. This has been a complete change in the power dynamic, right? So there used to be a time when organization, companies, these large behemoths, they were the power centers, right? They were the ones that through their processes, through their integration, they could get stuff done. But now that power is shifting. It's shifting to the individual who has this compute and connectivity to make things happen. And that is obviously not lost on the employers. They realize that from a workplace perspective, there is a massive change that has taken place. So instead of trying to bring employees in and making them part of a large maze of processes where they all contribute their little piece, now it's about engaging these powerful employees, getting them to work in an environment which really enhances and brings out the best in each one of them. So there has been a change that is already, there was a change that was already in play when COVID-19 hit. So now what COVID-19 has done, is that it has really accelerated that change. It has really taken that to the next level. So employees are already thinking about a boundaryless environment where their employees, these powerful employees, could work from anywhere that they wanted to. That has really gone to the next level with the remote work that is taking place today. There was already a security concern with how these employees would transact the business and how the assets of the corporation would be impacted by that. What COVID-19 has done is that it has increased the attack surface so significantly that now security is front and center of every single person's thinking when it comes to workplace. So COVID-19 has changed the way we think about workplace, but it was not a change that suddenly happened in January of this year. This was already a change that is upon humanity. For the past several decades, there was a movement that was happening. What COVID-19 has done is that it has dramatically accelerated that change.
So what you see is, and what you talk about, is this engagement and the security that has changed because people were working from home. So organizations need to change their workplace as well to thrive again. So what are the key topics organizations should think about?
Yeah, so good question, Ron. So when I speak with my clients, about workplace, I typically talk to them in these three kind of broad areas, There's the technology, there is the people, and then there is the processes, So there are these three areas that I typically talk to them about. Let's talk about technology first, That's the easiest one to talk about. So technology, from a technology perspective, workplace is about building the communication fabric that holds everything together, brings everything together, connecting all your people, your things, and your data together in a cyber-physical converged infrastructure on top of that. And then what I call the four pillars of workplace that brings all of this together. You have to have identity management and security built in, make sure that the right people are able to connect into this environment. You have to have cyber-physical convergence. So the cyber and the physical assets that you have in your environment, they act as one. You have to have productivity tools so that employees can do their work better. And of course, you have to have collaboration tools that brings all of this together so employees can work better with each other. But that is just technology. I think what is very important that I often share with my clients is that for the first time in human history, we are at a stage where the pace at which technology is changing is outstripping the ability of humans to adapt to it. This is significant. Just because we have the technology does not mean that our people, our employees, our customers would be able to adapt to it and be able to take advantage of it or even thrive in it. They may actually stagnate in it. So it's very important when we are deploying all these things to understand that individual needs vary, individual needs by role vary, and how people thrive in environments varies based on their personalities also. So it is very important to take into consideration the people and the process side of things when we think about the workplace. Without taking that into consideration and just focusing on the technology, yeah, sure, we might be able to build a very fancy, modern, forward-looking kind of a environment for employees, but that they might not be able to take full advantage of it. So that ability to handle that change, to be able to help our employees adapt to that change is critical and paramount in this new paradigm that we are living in.
Yeah, so you are talking about, on one hand, the people process and the technology with the 4 pillars. If we now look ahead 6 months, maybe up to 18 months, how do you envision this new workplace looks like?
Yeah. So I am very optimistic and I have a very positive view on where we are headed. I think that if companies and organizations look at all these 3 aspects, the people, the process, and the technology, when they're looking at the workplace environment, they can build a place where all of us want to go and work daily. It doesn't mean that there's a physical location that we will have to go to. It will most likely be a boundaryless environment where we can work from anywhere, but it will be an environment where people can come together and be able to collaborate with each other without worrying about the nuances of where they're physically located. It will also be an environment which will not be one size fits all, right? That's the key message that I want to convey to your audience today. Everybody's needs vary, and we have to create an environment which caters to those needs and allows them to be successful in the way they can be successful. Security will be across the board, security will be embedded, and we'll have a dynamic risk management environment which protects the employees as well as the assets of the corporation. One of the key things that I see happening going forward is a complete cyber-physical convergence. So the cyber assets and the physical assets, that people often think of them as 2 disparate entities. What I see going forward is that through IoT, through the connectivity that we have, these 2 will come together. So the physical meeting room that you have and the virtual meeting that you have set up, they will all come together seamlessly in one place. So in my view, right, we are now seeing this environment be created where people can really thrive in a way that we have never seen them thrive before. So what will be nirvana for us? What will be nirvana for all of us would be to take advantage of this exponential curve that technology is on and marry that to our people's abilities to take advantage of that. If we can make that happen, if we can make those 2 converge, allow the technology to grow as fast as growing with artificial intelligence and all the things that are happening, and then bring together our people's ability to connect with that and take advantage of that, that will be an environment that all of us would thrive in and look forward to going to every single day of our lives.
Yeah, really looking forward to this cyber-physical convergence and also how technology can further augment us in a personalized approach. Saadat, thank you for joining us and for joining our show and sharing the sneak preview into the near future of the workplace.
Ron, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the days to come.
Yeah, me too. And for the audience, thank you for watching, and we see you next time.